Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Arlington's Got It, a show about what makes our wonderful community of Arlington so special, the people, places, and things. Um, Many of you who know me may know that I'm involved in an organization called the Lions Club. And the Lions Club is a service organization, it's an international organization that's focused on giving back to and serving the community in many ways. You may have seen some of the Lions Club members doing some charitable works around town. They work with providing lunches to the youth in the summertime. They work with helping the elderly get around town and get to their appointments, and they do a lot of really fun stuff. So this episode of Arlington's Got It, what Arlington's got is fun educational programs, or what I like to call funjucational. And I'm going to talk about a particular program that's running that the Lions Club is sponsoring. My guest today is actually another Lions Club member, and his name is Peter Pavlovich. Now, Peter, I understand that you're spearheading a new program with the Lions Club, and it sounds like really exciting, really interesting, and it's really targeted towards the youth, and it's an educational program. So, why don't you tell us all about it?
Sure. Well, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk about this wonderful program. And I really want to thank the Lions organization, both locally as well as our Vermont Lions Charities organization, which is the statewide keeper of the purse strings for charitable giving in the area, for sponsoring this program. Well, as you know, the Lions, we do try to work as much as possible with the youth to try to, get them out from behind their phones and give them some concrete, um, community spirited sort of activities to get involved in. And one thing that we've always been looking for is a way to tie that together with supporting, STEM education and what they're going through in the public school system as well, and reinforce those messages that we're getting through the school system. So I've been involved in ham radio, amateur radio, for probably about 6 years now. Um, just about the same amount of time that I've been involved with the Lines. And when we were brainstorming ideas for some sort of a program that we could use for this purpose, I thought, why not combine amateur radio with a youth program? And we came up with an idea to put together a program where we can help the kids get licensed through the FCC. So they get an official, real license to be able to operate on the air on amateur frequencies, and basically kick off not only a lifelong hobby, but something that brings science and technology in a tangible way together with what they're learning at school. This program is a lot different than a lot of the programs out there for learning about amateur radio and getting your license. Most of the programs help to prepare you for the FCC exam that you have to take in order to get your license. What they don't do is teach you all of the other things that you need in order to get on the air and actually be effective and enjoy the hobby. So what we're doing is we're sort of combining practical, hands-on approach to preparing them to be involved in the hobby, as well as preparing them with a solid curriculum for taking the actual exam.
Getting the license.
Yeah.
They're actually building their own radios.
Exactly that. So on Tuesdays, we're going to be doing the FCC license prep. On Thursdays, we're going to be doing practical, hands-on experimentation and skill development. So we're going to be teaching them basic electronics. We're going to be teaching them how to do electronic soldering, things like that, so that it prepares them for actually diving in and actually creating this radio. Now, this looks like a very small little box, but with this little box, you can talk all the way around the world. They're going to receive what we call a handy talkie, or a handheld, And this one will allow them to interact with the repeater stations up on Mount Equinox and then be able to speak locally and regionally around this area, both with themselves, amongst themselves, as well as with other operators in the area. This is a brand new, newly conceived program. We're hoping to use this as a pilot and put together all of the materials in the program and everything else and package that up, which will then be available for any Lions organization, any local club, to start a new chapter of this new organization. We're calling this organization the Lions Radio Relay League, or LRRL. And we've got a nice little graphic here. And so you can see here we say the Lions Roars, and Roars is radio operations and readiness school. So this is what we're planning to do with this, is to help the students not only be able to build their own radios, build their own antennas, and understand everything that goes into doing that, but then after the program, we're going to continue on after, and we're going to have additional activities. We're going to be going and doing what they call Parks on the Air, which is a worldwide competition where you try to make as many contacts as possible with a radio of your choice. Usually it's a very low powered one like this one, and you're trying to get at least 10 contacts around the world. So we're going to be doing things like that. We're going to be doing additional building projects where we're going to build amplifiers or other antennas and experiment. I mean, one of the reasons the government has given these radio frequencies over to the amateur community is because the amateur community has actually been the driving force behind a lot of the innovations that have gone on, both in radio design as well as antenna design. So it's sort of built into the culture of ham radio to do these sorts of experiments and try to improve and try to understand more and more about the science. There's no cost to this. This is completely free to the youth, 12 to 18. It's also open to adults. If anyone wants to come out as well, they're welcome to, and they'll have to pay for their own little kits and things like that. I mean, we've already had a number of people sign up for the course that starts on March 17th. And the majority of them are actually now signing up as pairs, where one of the parents and the child are joining in. So it's, and our website is lrrl.org, so Lions Radio Relay League.org.
So if this is sort of the maiden voyage of this, and hopefully it's going to take off and really spread and segue into future programs. It's really exciting. So like, what prompted you to start this? Is just you were looking for a program that the Lions could get behind, or?
Well, I'm it's a little bit of a selfish thing as well, because I love the hobby, and the only way that any sort of organization is perpetuated through the generations is when you have new blood coming in. So this is my way of contributing to the ham community, of trying to attract additional new enthusiasts into the hobby. The hobby is growing. And as I said, the federal government recognizes amateur radio as an essential service. And we're going to also be getting involved in that part of it as well, which is we're going to be forming a team that's going to be working with our first responders to provide emergency communications when everything else doesn't work. Ham radios will work regardless of whether the internet's up, whether cell towers are up, whether you have power. This is the best way to prepare yourself for the unexpected.
Right, so big blizzards and natural catastrophes. It's a good way to
Absolutely
keep communication going.
Yep.
So tell us how, if people want to get involved, how they go about
Sure.
joining the program.
Well, they can send an email to learn@lrrl.org or youth@lrrl.org. They can find out more about it by going to our website. Again, it's lrrl.org/learn. And that has all of the information about the programs. It also has a schedule for some Q&A sessions that we have, which are, obviously no obligation. And we're holding the classes as well as these info sessions over at the Arlington Community House, which is sort of right next door to where we are right now here at Arlington Commons. And they're more than welcome to go there. When they go to that website, the /learn, there's a link there to register. They just fill out a little bit of information about themselves and the youth that they want to have join us, or just themselves if they're an adult. And we'll be getting back to them with more information about how to proceed from there.
And what's the length of the program?
So the program's going to run approximately 8 weeks. We're taking a week off in April for the spring break. And then at the end of that, we'll have a proctored exam. And it'll be right here in Arlington. You won't have to travel. It's all done on the computer. It's multiple choice, super easy tech to get through. And immediately you have your results after that test. And then once that happens, you get your license. And then we're going to have a celebration party for those who graduate, and they'll be able to get on the air for the first time with their own radio that they built themselves, and make contact with people around the world. So it's going to be a really exciting time.
Now, if I remember correctly, you do have an option if somebody doesn't really want to, get the kit and build one.
Good point, and that's absolutely true. And so if parents are a little uncomfortable with their youth soldering, they have a number of options. They can choose to have their child or themselves participate 100% and learn about soldering and everything else. And we are going to be following all the safety processes and everything else. But if they wish, they can have their child participate that way. They can also participate doing everything else except the soldering, and somebody else will solder for them. Or if they really don't want their child anywhere near hot soldering irons of any kind, then they can do everything else, but they'll have to be out of the room during the soldering portions, which aren't going to be a whole lot. I mean, we're going to be doing all kinds of other things on the Thursday sessions. We're going to have webinars with experts in various parts of the country that have specialties in ham radio, and we're going to be talking about all the different things that you can do with your license, as well as building the kits. And the parents are welcome to attend with their child with the intention of getting their own license. Right. They're also welcome to attend not intending to take the test or anything. They just want to be there with their child and maybe assist them if they wish to, or they don't have to come at all. Right. It's up to them.
One thing I want to mention is you can also find information on this on Facebook, on the Lions Club Facebook page as well.
And we have our own page as well, the Lions Radio Relay League. We have a page on that. We've got, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, all the channels. Yeah.
Well, the Lions Club is a great organization, and they do a lot of really cool activities and supporting the community. And it's all about the community and being of service to the community. So it's a good idea to follow their page and reach out to them and find out what's going on, because there's always something new and exciting going on. Check out the Lions Club page for upcoming activities. I think the Lions Club is doing a basketball themed thing. Do you want to give a plug for that?
Oh, sure, yeah. So for those who may have attended last year, the Harlem Wizards is a charity sort of assisting basketball performance troupe that travels around the country helping nonprofits raise money for their various causes. And this year we're going to be doing the same thing. So you can start watching for some news on our Facebook page. We expect it to sell out. Last year we were at BBA. This year we're going to be at the Arlington High School. And so it's nice and close for everybody here. And we're really excited about it. Can't wait. So when the tickets go on sale, make sure you get them quick because they're going to sell out.
Yeah, I hear it's a really fun night. I didn't know about it until I moved to Arlington this year, so I'm looking forward to attending. So with that said, that's the end of this episode of Arlington's Got It. And remember, in life, you either got it or you don't. And I'm here to tell you, Arlington's got it. Thank you. Have a good night, and we hope to see you at these events.